History is a story we think we know, a straight line from primitive tools to modern technology. But what if that story is wrong? What if, hidden in the dust of ages, are objects so advanced, so out of place, that they challenge everything we've been taught? These are not myths or legends. These are real artifacts discovered by archaeologists that simply shouldn't exist. Today, we're counting down 5 ancient discoveries that defy all logical explanation. Get ready to question everything you know about the past. Let's start in China in 1992. A local villager stumbled upon something incredible. What he found wasn't just a cave, but a massive man-made complex, now known as the Longyou Caves. We're talking about 36 grottos, carved from solid siltstone, covering an area of over 30,000 square meters. The ceilings, walls, and pillars are all decorated with parallel chisel marks, creating a uniform pattern. Here's the mind-bending part. Experts estimate that nearly 1 million cubic meters of rock were excavated. This would have required immense manpower and sophisticated tools. Yet there isn't a single historical text, not one record, that mentions their construction. It's as if this monumental undertaking, which must have taken years, was deliberately erased from history. How did they achieve such precision over 2,000 years ago? And more importantly, why was it kept a secret? The caves remain a silent, breathtaking mystery. Next, we travel to the depths of the Aegean Sea, near the Greek island of Antikythera. In 1901, sponge divers discovered a Roman-era shipwreck. Among the statues and pottery was a corroded lump of bronze. For decades, it was dismissed as just another artifact. But when scientists finally X-rayed it in the 1970s, they were stunned. Inside was a complex system of at least 30 interlocking gears, like the inside of a sophisticated clock. This was the Antikythera Mechanism. It wasn't a weapon or a decoration. It was an analog computer built over 2,000 years ago. This device was so advanced it could predict the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, track the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games, and even forecast eclipses. Nothing even close to its complexity would appear again for another 1,000 years. It forces us to ask, where did the ancient Greeks get this knowledge? Was it a one-of-a-kind stroke of genius, or is it the last surviving piece of a technology we thought was impossible for that era? Now let's head to India, to the Qutb complex in Delhi. Standing tall amidst ancient ruins is an iron pillar. It's about 23 feet high and weighs more than 6 tons. What's so special about a pillar? Well, this one has stood in the open for over 1,600 years, enduring Delhi's harsh monsoons and scorching heat. And yet, it is barely rusted. Modern metallurgists have been baffled. The pillar is made of 98% wrought iron, a composition that should have turned to dust centuries ago. Advanced analysis revealed a thin, protective layer of mesowite, a compound of iron, oxygen, and hydrogen that formed on the surface and prevents corrosion. How did ancient Indian blacksmiths in the 4th century create an alloy so pure and a protective process so effective that it outperforms even some modern stainless steel? It's a masterpiece of metallurgy that remains far ahead of its time. Our 4th anomaly takes us to the sands of Egypt. In 1898, inside a tomb in Saqqara, archaeologists found a small wooden object dating back to around 200 BCE. It was catalogued and stored in the Cairo Museum, labeled simply as a wooden bird model. But years later, people started noticing something odd about this bird. Its wings were perfectly shaped for aerodynamics. Unlike other bird figures from ancient Egypt, it had a vertical tail, like the rudder of a modern airplane, and its wings had a distinct airfoil shape, designed to generate lift. Was this just a child's toy or an artist's abstract representation of a falcon? Or could it be a scale model of something the ancient Egyptians saw, or perhaps even built? When a replica was tested in a wind tunnel, it actually flew. It is a tantalizing piece of evidence that suggests their understanding of flight might have been far more advanced than we ever imagined. Finally, we have a map that should not exist. The Piri Reis Map, drawn in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral, is a stunning piece of cartography. It shows parts of Europe, North Africa, and the coast of Brazil with incredible accuracy for its time. But the most shocking detail is what it depicts at the very bottom, the northern coast of Antarctica. Here's the problem. Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, almost 300 years after this map was made. What's more, the map shows the coastline of Antarctica without its massive ice cap, which has covered the continent for thousands of years. How could Piri Reis have known what the land looked like beneath the ice? The admiral himself wrote that he compiled his map from numerous older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. Did ancient civilizations possess the technology to map the globe, including continents hidden under miles of ice? The Longyou Caves, the Antikythera Mechanism, the Delhi Iron Pillar, the Saqqara Bird, and the Piri Reis Map. Each one is a splinter in the smooth narrative of history. They suggest that our ancestors may have possessed knowledge and technologies that were lost, forgotten, or perhaps even hidden. These discoveries remind us that the past is not as simple as we think, and there are still so many secrets buried, just waiting to be unearthed. What other wonders lie hidden, waiting to rewrite our story? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into history's greatest mysteries.